seen this for the third time. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little teaching kind of activity to kind of show the voices and the many places that you represent and the people you represent in the room. And so we're going to do an activity that's called Stand If. And so I'm going to read a series of statements, and if they apply to you, you're going to stand up. And the important thing that I'm going to ask that we do is we pay attention and look around the room as the different questions are asked, because it's really interesting to kind of see all of the different voices. So you're going to need to be kind of in a position to be ready to stand up in case. And if you're already standing, hi everybody back there, raise your hand and raise them up high so that we can see you as well. So
is the cabinet going to participate? And so, will they raise their hands if they represent too?
All right, so stand if you are currently a student in District 833. All right, stand if you were a student or a graduate of District 833. Stand if you reside or own a business in District 833. Stand if you're a parent or guardian of a current 833 student. Stand if you're a parent or guardian of a former 833 student. Think about it. I think John's still here. Stand if you're a grandparent of a current or former 833 student. Stand if you're an educator in 833. Just out of curiosity, I'm adding this one in. Stand if you've already attended one of these other budget meetings. Stand if this is your third one. Got some engaged people. Yeah. All right. We need more. All right. Stand if these proposed cuts impact you or someone you know. Now, Greg last time very bluntly stated "duh" at this moment. But here's why we ask it. Stand if you're invested in the success of 833. I'd ask you to stay standing, but I'll ask you to sit so everybody can kind of see and hear this next part. Our community has shown up. These 3 meetings, the level of respect and scrutiny, the level of curiosity and care has been incredible. And the bonds that you make together in the buildings that you go to now, they have weight beyond measure, and our community has shown up, and we are listening. And I've said this now at the other meetings, and I want to make sure everybody understands what cabinet and the school board members that are here, we are listening. We hear every statement. We understand the pain and all of the things that you're feeling right now, and we are listening. And I'll give you this quote. A friend of mine sent it to me before we started this first budget meeting. Before I told him I was doing this, and I was like, man, I don't know if I really want to stand up in front of all of you right now. This is very nerve-wracking. This is scary. When you talk, you're only repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. And that's what this meeting is about, is to listen to every single voice in here. And so far we've heard from a few of you raising hands. Right now what we want to do is transition into an activity where every single question can be asked and every statement can be brought forth to the budget committee. When you walked in, you got a document that has impact statements. These were created by district administration that was on that committee saying, this is how this cut impacts the district. But it was created by us. And what we would like to bring forth is a document from our community that has community impact statements. Barb's team has been putting together a document so far from the previous 2 meetings. We're already over like 6 full pages of bulleted impact statements. Let's see if we can't get that to at least 10. And so what you're going to do is you're going to get into groups of about 4 or 5. And I'm going to ask that if you kind of came as a group, or you kind of clearly came as some sort of organized spot, to spread your group out and meet other people in our district, because it's important for us to get those voices out in the room. And as a group of 4 to 5, you'll have a couple of tasks. First thing is to start looking at these and create impact statements. We tried, when we built this, we tried our best to not use emotion, because they're all emotional. And so we wanted to try to take a look and say, how do we think this impacts our district? We're not going to hold you to that same standard. You have emotion. These clearly impact you. There's a reason that inspired you to come here tonight. And so we're not going to hold you to that same standard. Use your emotion if you feel so. And so as a group, you'll come up with bulleted items on Post-it notes, and then you'll bring them forth, and we have posters over on the windows on the entrance there. And you'll put them up in the different areas: elementary, secondary, school support. And then the second task is, if you have questions that you want more clarification, or questions that you want brought forth, we're collecting those, and Barb's answering those on the frequently asked questions page. And also, if you have questions, our cabinet team will be wandering around and trying to connect with every group and help to answer those questions, so we are available to you. And so we'll work all the way up until 8 o'clock. You'll get into groups of about 4 to 5 people. You'll create impact statements, also create questions that you might have. Any clarifying points before?
I don't think so. The gold cards around the table are just to remind you that the word listening will be open through Friday, and after that time we're going to pull all the things, and we'll kind of pull the themes and get ready for the board presentation next week. So through Friday is the word listening, if you want to have more than what we're doing here tonight.
Okay, so there's extra space actually on the other side of the media center with more table space, so you can